Hi everyone, Calvin's here, aka Professor C. Now, do you know how many types of income there is and what kind of income proof or documentation you need for each of them? If not, let me show you, okay? So one of the most common question for newer mortgage agent is, client is making $50,000 a year, but what kind of documentation should I get from them to prove it? And the question is, I don't know. And the reason I don't know is because it depends on what kind of income that $50,000 is. Different type of income would require different type of documentation to prove that. And today I'm going to show you the most common income type and also the documentation that need to verify that. Now make sure you stay until the end because there are a couple of odds one that you may have never seen it before. Okay, so let's go. The first one is the most basic one, the salary fixed income. So what that means is, for example, if a client comes in and say that I'm making $50,000, it doesn't matter how many hours I work for, and it is $50,000. There's no bonus or no overtime and all that. So a typical, maybe a banker in a branch would be in that situation, or like an office reception, something like that. So for the income proof for that, it is kind of easy. It's pay stub and job letter usually would be sufficient. Maybe they will need 2 pay stub, job letter, and those are dated within 30 days of your application date. So that's those are the most basic one. Let's go to the next. Salary with variable income. What that means is, they have a salary, maybe end of year, they have a bonus, they have overtime, something like that. So the income proof to do that is T1 general and notice of assessment. The NOA means notice of assessment in the last 2 years, pay stub and job letter. Those are the documents that could usually verify those income. Okay. Next one is commission-based income. This one is, there are a lot of people in this category, like mortgage agent, is it? Real estate agent, insurance agent, car salesman, all this categorized under commission-based income. And the income documentation that need to use to verify this income is T1 and notice of assessment 2 years. First of all, I apologize because I use a lot of technical terms, and because there's only so much I can type in that space. If you do not know what is T1 and what is notice of assessment, I will make another video next time to let you know what it is. Statement of business activity. This is one of the schedule inside the T1 general. So if you don't know where to look for it, get the full set of T1 general from your accountant and it will be inside. And a job letter. Okay, so usually those are used to verify the commission-based income. Next is business owner, sole proprietor. So this is like, some people who do, who do business, but without incorporating a company. So they just have maybe a master business license, and that's actually one of the required documentation. So again, T1 general and notice of assessment 2 years, you probably, hear it many times already, because T1 general and notice of assessment for the last 2 years are the most common income documentation. Inside the statement of business activity, but this time we also need the master business license. Okay. And again, if you do not know what is master business license, leave a comment in my video, and I will show you next time. Okay. Next one is business owner but incorporation. So that means the company has been incorporated, and again T1 and notice of assessment 2 years, but this time we also need an article of incorporation. A lot of the time we also need a 3 to 6 month business bank statement, because the reason why the underwriters sometimes look at the 3 to 6 month business bank statement is you can incorporate a company but have no activity. So the bank statements would probably show that whether the company is active or not. To be honest, I just find that I forgot to type in the financial statement. So if you have usually they also need the 2 years financial statement. 2 years financial statement. Okay. Sorry about that. Forgot. Next one is rental income. So a lot of people, especially our clientele, they have rental property. So the rental income is usually a current list. And the next one is T776 in T1. This one, to be honest, some lenders need it, some do not. Usually if your rental property, if you own more than a year, say that you have owned it for like 2 to 5 years, something like that, then they might ask for it. And T776 is called statement of rental income. It is like 5 to 6 pages inside the T1 general. Some lender need it, some do not. Consult your lender, BDM, if you do not know. Okay. And rental deposit for the last 3 months. This again might or might not need it, but if you have it, it's always better. Now there's some more complicated one and less frequently seen income. The first one is pension income. You might not have any kind that generate income through pension, but if you have, you'll probably need a T4A and a bank statement to prove that they are actually generating the pension income. Okay, so this starting to get more weird and odd. Okay. And T1 and notice of assessment for last 2 years. Next one is alimony. Alimony usually arise when there's a separation, so you need a separation agreement. Inside, what to look for is separation agreement is a very, very complicated document, and if you're lucky, it might be 10 pages. If not, it might be 30 pages. Each separation agreement might be a little bit different, so you really need to read it. What to look for is whether there's an end date for the separation agreement, like for the alimony to stop and all that, right? And usually they might need to see the deposit in their bank account for alimony. So you might want to upfront take a look at that. And mat leave, a lot of the time you might have a client that is earning $100,000 a year, but right now she's on mat leave. What should we do? Right? What should we do is, most of the time we need an employment letter, okay, showing that they telling you that they are coming back to work from the employer. We are hiring back her, and she's getting the same pay or something like that. We also need to see maybe a pay stub or some kind of verification on income before the mat leave. So let's say that again, using the same example, if they are making $100,000 before the mat leave, then we need to see some kind of proof. And to be honest, depending on what stage they are at, maybe like they're closer to the end of the mat leave, say that they are already mat leave for 8 months, we might actually be able to use the 100% of their income, so the $100,000 as income, right? So one more thing, again, I forgot to type it in. I apologize for that. They might look at the record of employment. So it's called record of employment, or ROE in short. It is one of those documents from the government showing that you are on mat leave. Okay. And I think lastly is interest and investment. A lot of the people think that interest and investment, you cannot use those income, but if you can consistently show that they have that income every years, NOA is what you need. Couple of years ago, there are a lot of people who are professional day trader, so their income is actually, that's their profession. They just buy and sell stock, and that's how they make a living. So yeah, those are T1 and NOA. Again, if you're still watching this video, you find that a lot of the income are from T1 and notice of assessment for 2 years. So if you get that, you won't be wrong. And again, with today's mortgage market, most of the lenders are very, very tight on documentation. So their advice is better to get more than less. If the underwriter don't need it, then they don't need it. But you don't want to go back to the client and ask them for additional documents. Sometimes that's not very nice. So some of the things I just mentioned, especially the last couple of type of income, like pension, alimony, maternity leave, and investment, and all that stuff, each of the lender might treat it differently. You might want to consult their business development manager before you actually submitting the document. And so but it's nice to know ahead of time what's the general guideline. Okay, so if you like this video, please hit that subscribe button right there, I think somewhere. The like and comment, especially tell me what you like, what you don't like. Is the acronym too technical? Let me know. I can maybe next time I do a video about all the acronym in the mortgage world, NOA, T1, LTV, TDSR, all this stuff. Maybe we can do a video on that, right? So, but if you don't tell me, I wouldn't know. Tell me, okay? Comment. All right? Take care, and if I don't see you in 2018, I wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I hope I will have time to do 1 or 2 more videos before the end of the year, but if not, you know what? Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Okay? Take care.